This presentation was paid for by CGTN. The opinions, views, and claims expressed are those of CGTN and may not necessarily reflect those of CNBC.
Economy, innovation, culture, exploration. Discover the vibrant pulse of China's economy and dive into the rich tapestry of its culture. Embark on a journey of exploration with Meet China. Here, your journey begins.
Hi everyone, welcome to Meet China. I'm Lily Lu. Today we will discover China's efforts in ecological restoration and preservation of traditional crafts. We will visit a fruitful county that used to be a barren land of soil erosion, and then we go for a mushroom picking in the countryside of Chengdu in southwest China, before we head straight into the city center of Chengdu for a Sichuan-style cup of coffee. And finally, we'll learn about a traditional embroidery that brings life to needle and thread, and not only thread, but also horsetail hair. Now, picture this, flying chickens under trees heavy with citrus. This is a picture of Changting County in South China's Fujian Province. But don't be fooled, because this place used to be a barren area ravaged by soil erosion. Today, even beyond those fruitful gardens, you can still find signs of those dry, flaming mountaintops that tell its past. Now let's discover this remarkable ecological transformation.
You can see why they're called the flaming mountains. The soil behind me looks very bright, but in a productive capacity, it's unfortunately very dull. As you can see, it's very gravelly, rocky, it's hard, it holds virtually no moisture. It flakes out there. Dry as a bone. Soil, the base ingredients for the buffet of life. But for generations, this was off the menu in Changting. Local ecologist Mr. Yue told us it was almost impossible to survive a landscape starved of life.
There's not much biodiversity at all. It's mostly just Chinese red pine trees and Chinese silvergrass. Other trees cannot survive because of the tough environment.
Changting's erosion arose from waves of migration generations ago, over 1,000 years. People fleeing conflicts and climate-induced poverty. The need for fuel, farming land and timber saw forests decimated.
The population was too dense. Our mountains' forest resources have been overused and exploited, which has ended up damaging the forest vegetation.
Now the situation is far more sustainable. Here, thanks to just over a decade's worth of work, postcard picture perfect. So what's the solution? Fortunately, it's simple. Trees and grass, but scientifically selected species.
One type is the needle-leaf tree, like our local red pine. The other is the broadleaf trees we planted manually. You can see their leaves are pretty big and green. After planting, a lot of fallen branches and leaves drop to the ground. Later, we can check out the soil. It's already different from what we saw earlier.
You can see this is much darker and has much brighter prospects in terms of actually growing living things. It is riddled with life because it's much more moist, much more nutrient dense, and organically potent. Here in the Changting forest, as you can see around me, all the soil has been restored to this, which is why there is so much life and biodiversity thriving. The only thing greener than Changting's environment, their wallets. Locals are creatively cashing in on their environmental revival via an emissions trading scheme. Money really does grow on trees. In 2023, Changting pulled off China's first ever water and soil conservation carbon deal. 100,000 tons of carbon credits for 1.8 million yuan. That's $250,000 US. Essentially, the carbon in the atmosphere around us, or the carbon dioxide, is being absorbed by the trees. These pipes going into the ground is a measuring tool, an apparatus to see how much carbon is being sequestered into the soil. That's then sold on the open market. So the clean, crisp air around us is making money. Profitability in purity. But wait, there's more.
We also encourage people to develop an underforest economy and promote green industries. This helps turn soil and water conservation work into market opportunities in today's world.
Let's understand this underforest economy. Locals trade in their axes and chainsaws for forest-to-table byproducts. Sustainable industries are incentivized over environmental exploitation. Here in Changting, one such celeb-level byproduct is their famous Fujian chicken. I'm going to find out firsthand why they're so special. Good morning. Fujian chickens, 1, link 0. We're going hungry today, sorry guys. Testament to their condition, they're far too fit, healthy and fast for me. Fortunately for Mr. Shen, he has plenty of professionals. How many local villagers do you have employed working here at the farm?
Normally, there are about 50 to 80 people. At the busiest times, there are over 200 people.
A clear correlation exists between reforestation, residents' income and regional GDP, all increasing. In the case of incomes, exponentially. Changting farmers' per capita income rose from about 2,500 yuan in the year 2000 to about 24,000 yuan in 2023. That's an almost tenfold increase in just 2 decades.
In the 1980s, people struggled to have enough food. By the 2000s, the economy saw significant growth.
See, Mr. Lee's got his serious face on. He's serious about improving locals' lives. Perhaps a little nervous too.
By 2010, average yearly incomes had more than doubled, with some exceeding 10,000 yuan.
Changting's transformation isn't just turning heads locally, it's flexing its eco-friendly muscles on the global stage, landing a well-deserved shout-out at the UN's COP15 in 2021. Take some notes, world. On this journey to modernization, some of the great and most painful lessons learned here in Changting is that you cannot have an economy that thrives while the environment is literally being eroded away from under your feet. But here in Changting, things have been changing, as we've seen. They're building sustainable bridges between a healthy environment and an economy that thrives, proving a great green example for the rest of the country and the world.
This presentation was paid for by CGTN. The opinions, views, and claims expressed are those of CGTN and may not necessarily reflect those of CNBC.
Discover the potential. Witness the opportunities. Experience dazzling exhibitions and captivating events. Explore groundbreaking innovations and future-shaping industries. Stand at the crossroads where the cities of tomorrow meet timeless traditions. Meet China, where every story is a new discovery.
Morel mushrooms are often regarded as the queen of fungi. They are a gourmet favorite for their unique flavor and also challenging growing conditions. Today we're heading to Jintang County in southwest China to discover the secrets behind its booming morel mushroom industry and how local family farms are driving jobs.
From the earth to dinner tables, people in Jintang County of southwest China's Sichuan Province are turning morel farming into a billion-dollar business.
To pick them, we just nudge up to the morel, then slide the knife in nice and smooth.
Oh, it looks easy peasy. The trick is to make sure the cut is clean and precise.
Am I doing this right?
Yes, but it's a little slanted.
A little slanted.
Look at this spongy little fungus. Morel fresh off the ground, a gourmet treat bursting with health perks. And let's take a closer look at that. This little mushroom is raking in billions to this town in southwest China.
Morels are typically planted in early winter and harvested in early spring. Farmers can easily pick 100 to 150 kilograms of fresh morels a day. To put it in perspective, a single morel weighs just about 10 grams. These delicate fungi now bring in a whopping 8 billion yuan, over $1 billion annually. This means higher incomes for locals and more job opportunities.
People from nearby who can't find jobs elsewhere come to work in our fields.
有年轻人愿意来做吗？
也有，因为这个看起来，有些想过来学习。
Yes, some come to learn the techniques and then start their own farms.
Now, 90% of China's morel trade happens right here. China's rural population makes up over 1/3 of the country's total, and rural revitalization is considered a key strategy for modernizing rural life and improving the livelihoods of these people. To achieve this, innovative farming practices have been given increasing attention. I visited one of the region's earliest morel cultivators. Duan Kaixin was among the first farmers to introduce morels to Jintang.
Look at this one. The stem is usually this thick. You can see the distinct lines and the thick flesh. This is a good one.
Fresh morels are dried before they are sold. 4 kilograms of fresh morels shrink down to half a kilogram of dried fungus. These dried morels are then shipped all across China.
During the peak season, such as for Spring Festival, we work late into the night preparing orders and ship them out early the next morning.
Duan also notes that the morels aren't the only crop they grow. They rotate morels with other crops and vegetables, allowing for 3 harvests a year. Family-owned farms are the backbone of local morel cultivation. The little fungus has also attracted people from across the country to set up warehouses for drying and distribution, mostly private traders.
Family farms and cooperatives play a crucial role in the export of Jintang morels, helping our morels reach both domestic and international markets.
我们是从广东过来采购洋肚菌的。这个是多少钱的？
老顾客，成本价530加10块。
I witnessed a real trade in action. 2 bars from Guangzhou, about 1,600 kilometers away, are sourcing morels here.
They sell well and taste great. We can sell 2 to 4 tons a month.
How much can you collect in a day?
About 800 kilograms to 1 ton per day.
Li Yubao is one of the largest wholesalers here. Originally from neighboring Fujian Province, he saw the potential in Jintang and set up this shop.
The supply chain here is robust. With high supply and demand, it's the largest distribution hub in the country. Without volume, how could we sell?
And dried morels from here are reaching markets worldwide.
China believes private economy holds the greatest potential for the country's economic growth, even in the primary sector. Family-owned morel farms are leading innovation in cultivation techniques and creating jobs. The future is clear. There is a strong push to boost added value and establish an exchange system. As China forges ahead on its path of modernization, the private economy is firmly recognized as a crucial driving force for growth and development.
This presentation was paid for by CGTN. The opinions, views, and claims expressed are those of CGTN and may not necessarily reflect those of CNBC.
Discover the potential. Witness the opportunities. Experience dazzling exhibitions and captivating events. Explore groundbreaking innovations and future-shaping industries. Stand at the crossroads where the cities of tomorrow meet timeless traditions. Meet China, where every story is a new discovery.
Sichuan food is famous worldwide, but have you heard of Sichuan-style coffee? As coffee shops boom across China, many cafe owners are getting creative. Today, let's explore Chengdu's coffee scene and see how local flavor is brewing up innovation.
This is Chengdu's iconic Yulin community at the heart of the old city. Historically, this place has been a hub for local artists, musicians, poets, and architects, contributing significantly to the city's cultural landscape. Increasingly in Chengdu, a quiet revolution is brewing, one that blends artistic traditions with modern culture. Independent cafes, once a niche market, are now flourishing. A search on the map yielded dozens of results in this one block alone. So I decided to go to this one called Rebellion Beans because I think the name is in line with the artistic spirit here in Yulin of breaking boundaries. So just how rebellious is it? Owner Wang Zifeng studied engineering in Ireland and worked there as an architect. Growing up, he was a child who listened to his parents and excelled at school. So when he decided to come back to China to open a coffee shop,
my dad hadn't even sent me a message for almost half a year. He doesn't understand why I started acting up after turning 30. And my mom said, "Why is your adolescence only starting now?"
It actually all started in Ireland when Wang Zifeng had just a bit too much leisure time on his hands and decided to attend a coffee workshop. He was the only Chinese student, so his teacher decided to give the class a taste of Chinese coffee, specifically coffee from Yunnan Province, China's main coffee-producing region.
If I were to describe it now, I'd say it has notes of red wine, passion fruit, tropical fruits, with a strong aftertaste. But back then, all I could think was, why does it taste so different?
The short version of what happened next. He moved back to China and opened a shop in Chengdu that focuses exclusively on Yunnan coffee beans.
I want to do something that's entirely my own, not something assigned by my boss or done in the way they want me to.
Wang Zifeng belongs to a cohort of entrepreneurs who have migrated to Chengdu, drawn by the city's booming coffee culture and the chance to carve out their niche. The city's coffee-related enterprises surged to more than 9,000 in 2023. The number of independent cafes now ranks second nationally, trailing only Shanghai. Xu Depeng is a journalist with the Chinese National Geography. For the past several years, he's been working on a coffee geography project.
Chengdu, known as the land of abundance in everyone's impression, is famous for its comfortable, laid-back vibe and its culinary culture. So whether it's locals or people visiting from other places, food and drink are always key considerations for them. This has created tremendous opportunities for Chengdu's coffee market.
Innovative ways to make coffee is constantly giving the industry a facelift. This one, for example, is the latest to turn heads. Here, coffee beans are sold by the gram and sent down a conveyor belt to be ground and brewed, just like a factory assembly line. And this one turns out a surprising garlic-flavored coffee to draw eyeballs. Rebellion Beans has its own loyal customer base, supporting Wang Zifeng's mission of promoting Yunnan coffee.
The majority of China's coffee market is dominated by foreign coffee brands. But domestically, we have Yunnan, a major coffee bean producing province, which has largely been overlooked. So seeing a shop like this is actually quite touching.
Yet the road is not without hurdles. Price wars between chain stores have pushed coffee to under 10 yuan, about $1.40, squeezing margins for independents. And even in that small margin, competition is fierce.
Among the many independent coffee shops in Chengdu, only about 10 to 20% actually turn a profit. It's a clear example of the 80-20 rule. Around 80% of coffee shops are probably just breaking even. We jokingly say they are powered by love. They are passionate about what they are doing. They enjoy it, and they are accustomed to this lifestyle. But in reality, they are not achieving any significant financial gains from it.
Wang Zifeng says he belongs to the majority of this group, struggling to make ends meet.
I don't know where it goes.
I don't know what it will become in the future. So why am I still doing it? Those thoughts do cross my mind. But not doing it just isn't an option.
According to some estimates, China's coffee market is to surpass 220 billion yuan, about $30 billion this year, underscoring growth opportunities for shop owners like Wang Zifeng. For cities like Chengdu, every cup tells the story of resilience, both of the economy and of the people.
This presentation was paid for by CGTN. The opinions, views, and claims expressed are those of CGTN and may not necessarily reflect those of CNBC.
Discover the potential. Witness the opportunities. Experience dazzling exhibitions and captivating events. Explore groundbreaking innovations and future-shaping industries. Stand at the crossroads where the cities of tomorrow meet timeless traditions. Meet China, where every story is a new discovery.
Now let's dive into a traditional craft that sounds as unique as its name, horsetail embroidery. In southwest China, this cultural treasure uses a piece of horsetail hair wrapped in silk threads to create stunning designs. Passed down from generations, it is shining brighter than ever now. Let's dive in.
Gosh, I forgot to bring my ID card.
Is it fast?
Yes.
It's more convenient than driving.
It's about 4 hours by high-speed train. It's very fast.
It took 9 hours to drive here.
We're in Chengdu City Autonomous County in Guizhou Province, the hometown of horsetail embroidery, a national intangible cultural heritage, and the only autonomous county of Shui people in China. The high-speed train now ran through the mountains. Were it not for China's infrastructure building, one would not have imagined it would only take 4 to 5 hours to travel from Chengdu in Sichuan Province to Chengdu in Guizhou Province. It makes me curious about the current state of development of the county and horsetail embroidery. In my opinion, protecting and inheriting our traditional culture and preserving our spiritual wealth is Chinese path to modernization. Hi, Master Song.
Hi, Tao. Welcome.
Long time no see. It's been 2 years already. 2 years ago, Master Song and I became friends due to a filming for horsetail embroidery. At that time, she was worried about the innovation and inheritance of horsetail embroidery. What kind of surprise will she give us this time?
My name is Song Shui-Xian. I'm a national level inheritor of horsetail embroidery of the Shui people. Or horsetail embroidery is a special embroidery technique that has been passed down for more than 2,000 years. It is different from Suzhou embroidery and Sichuan embroidery. The core craft is rubbing horsetail. We entwine silk thread with horsetail and turn it into a horsetail thread. Then, we frame and outline the pattern we want to embroider. Horsetail embroidery is solid and durable. It's very beautiful, with a texture of relievo. Horsetail embroidery was first used to decorate backpack carriers for babies. Horses are very sacred for the Shui people. They represent freedom, surging forward, and strength. We hope our offspring can be healthy and successful. So we use horsetail embroidery on the carriers to represent our hope for a better life. Alright, which songs do you guys want me to sing to liven up the atmosphere? Put your hands up. It's all about participation. Wait, this is a love song. Why am I singing it to you?
You gave us the choice.
Our embroideresses are quite intelligent and ingenious. Now, our embroideresses have improved their embroidery techniques and earn much more than before. Hence, the wooden houses they used to live in have been replaced by bungalows. Also, many families have cars now. Even the most basic tool for riding is an electric motorcycle. Leaving blank space means you sort by color first. Then leave some margin. In this way, there's more room for embroidering. For example, there's no need to over-embroider the fish mouth. It's better to leave some extra space. In 2022, on behalf of the Chengdu Shui Autonomous County, I went to Libo County to participate in the first exhibition fair for tourist commodities. After that, I went to other places across the country to participate in exhibitions, and even abroad to countries including the UK, Spain, Hungary, and Nepal. These kinds of exhibitions helped spread horsetail embroidery across the world.
This place has completely been changed by the inheritance and development of horsetail embroidery. However, some people's perceptions of this area may not have changed. They may feel that this is a backward place. However, from this journey, we feel that it's not true at all. The buildings are beautiful, the embroiderers here can embroider in their spare time. I think this is a good way of inheritance.
In the past, many people said that the transportation in Guizhou was inconvenient. But now, from Chengdu, you can reach Sandu within a few hours.
So our country is developing. Your county is developing. And horsetail embroidery is also developing. Everything is moving towards a better direction.
And that brings us to the end of this edition of Meet China. From ecological miracle to creative coffee, the stories we saw today highlight the diverse and inspiring ways that China is taking toward modernization and sustainability. Join us next week for another fascinating journey across this incredible country. I'm Lily Lu. See you then.
Discover the potential. Witness the opportunities. Experience dazzling exhibitions and captivating events. Explore groundbreaking innovations and future-shaping industries. Stand at the crossroads where the cities of tomorrow meet timeless traditions. Meet China, where every story is a new discovery.
This presentation was paid for by CGTN. The opinions, views, and claims expressed are those of CGTN and may not necessarily reflect those of CNBC.